We're at the railroad auction, and this is their first sale for 2013. They've taken a little break. They were closed the 2 weeks before Christmas, so everybody's excited to be here because we haven't had an auction in several weeks, and it's a great way to start the new year. I told my best friend, who's my auction buddy, I texted her yesterday, I said, I'm starting 2013 off right. I'm going to the auction, or maybe I'm starting it off wrong. I don't know.
I retired from living up in Alaska. I was a state trooper up there, and I moved down here permanently. And again, the reason we bought the house here, a lot of it had to do with the auction being here. We fell in love with the auction and the neighbors and the town here in Kingstree. So we decided this is where we'll end up and spend the rest of our lives here in retirement. My wife and myself and my son.
We're at Railroad Auction here in the big metropolis of Kingstree, South Carolina. He's having one of his first of the year antique sales. Got plenty of antique signs, antique furniture, used furniture, good food to eat, and everything else. It's really good atmosphere.
And there's going to be a lot of people here tonight. They've got some really nice antiques, so I don't know if I'll get what I have my eyes on or not. It just depends on how high the bids go.
Some of the furniture up here again, they've got some great old pieces up here. My wife just pointed out a dining room table that she had one very much like it when she was a child. I'm thinking about getting, and some of the knickknacks around the table here, and a lot of these box lots and stuff. We always buy stuff, comic books for my son. We just got him a punching bag for Christmas, and he's got a couple punching gloves up there that I'm going to be looking at. Little things, and a lot of things that we don't see when we walk through that they hold up to auction off. And whatever catches our fancy, we'll go ahead and bid on.
They've got gorgeous furniture, but I don't need any furniture. I don't have any way to put any furniture. I need them to come haul off some of my furniture and sell it. But the main thing I've got my eye on, they have an old Kingstree Moose Lodge sign. It says every first and third Thursday night at 7:30. And my father was a moose, and I really like that. It's unique, and you don't see Kingstree on a sign too often, so I hope to take that home tonight. But like I say, it all depends on how high it goes.
Well, they got 2 Coke machines over there, and they got a Coca-Cola icebox over there. I like the icebox. I like the tall standing up Coca-Cola machine. At the last sale, he had a little short one, a 6-cent machine, and I bought it then. I'd like to have this tall one. I think it'd go good with my collection.
Since you've officially moved down here, how many things have you bought from the auction, and do you have any room left?
You know, my house, I have a huge house right down at the end of the road here, and most of the furniture in it was bought right here at the auction over the years. We've had the house for 4 years, but I just started living in it at the first part of July, and I have one open room left now that my children have moved out of the 1 bedroom, so I have very little space, but I'm going to fill it with stuff that I get here at the auction, I'm sure.
That John Deere bicycle is going to sell tonight. That's an adult bicycle. You can get John Deere kids bicycles new now, but the adult bicycles that was actually made by John Deere was only manufactured like in the early 70s, like 71, 2, 3, long in there. And that's one of those original bikes. We've got a couple other little bicycles back there. And as usual, we have the old signs and whatnot, and old glassware. Some of them are older, some of them, you know, more modern. They're still all advertisement stuff. We've got, that's a neat old corner stove. With a wood burning parlor stove or a coal burner. You see a lot of different ones, but you very seldom see one to go in the corner. That's a tire changer that's got a tag on it, it's dated 1929. It's a odd piece. It's a neat old ice box that you very seldom find them with the two lids on top. You put your ice on one side, and you just put your, like the other side of your freezer compartment, like you put your ice cream and whatnot. Then your milk and butter and all that would go in the bottom side. Oh, cast iron wash pot on the stand. That's an old dough box. Put your dough in there and you pull it out and get your lard and whatnot, make biscuits. Roll them out on the top. That's a neat old piece. There's some more signs and stuff on the wall here. It's a nice old showcase display piece. There's a music cabinet, sheet music cabinet. Old pedal car. That's a neat old rocker and wicker rocker and side chair matching. We've got a, this week we're selling some stuff for a guy. He bought a lot of furniture from up north, older stuff, and he was remodeling the old home place. And he bought this furniture about 5 years ago to put in the house, and it was more than he needed, and he had a couple of rooms packed up and he couldn't finish the remodel unless he got rid of the furniture. Didn't have room nowhere to put it. He called to us to come get the furniture and sell it, and we're gonna make the check out to the church. He's donating the money to the church. But all this stuff here, most of this stuff from here down, original old rice bed, king size, that real tall, ornate china cabinet in the back, probably 9 feet tall. Had to go in a house with like at least 12, 14 foot ceilings. And but all this other older stuff in here, that hand carved piece right there, he said was over 200 years old. It's got all that stuff hand carved in the back of it. It's got faces and stuff carved in the doors. Old plank bottom chairs, some more china cabinets and stuff back there. That's the old flip top Empire table. Told lady that's the kind you need now. You put styrofoam plates and cups and plastic forks. Come time to clean up, just stick the trash can under it and dump. Old Gulf kerosene tank with the pump and all on it. More neon and older signs and whatnot. And a 6-cent Coke box. Takes a nickel and a penny for the deposit. A Coca-Cola syrup dispenser, another old Coca-Cola cooler, old sewing machine, and there's some of these signs are pretty old, back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and some of them more modern. And there's a neat chair over here we bypassed. I want to go back to this. You can't really tell a whole lot about it, but it's the kind of tapestry material with the Victorian couple in the back. It's real. You can't really see the bottom of it, but it's real ornately carved up. It's got a $500 price tag on it, what the guy paid for it, when his seat's kind of got a bad spot in it. He paid $500 for it with a bad seat in it. But I mean, it's a real old chair. It's real ornately carved up. And there's some other old chairs around it. There's old wicker baby buggy. Let me see what else we got here. Those are two neat old white ladderback chairs. Empire parlor set. It's got a rocker, a side chair, and a settee. Little kid's ironing board, toy ironing board, and iron actually, you can actually plug it in and it would heat up. That's an old stick twig type rocker. And I think this thing over here, there's a couple of pieces over here. A little metal kid's toy. And it's actually got a little thing they can dial, like a little TV deal with little pictures and stuff on it. It's a chalkboard. That's the learning center. Now they use that leapfrog stuff. This is what was happening back in the 50s and 60s and what we learned on. We didn't have leapfrog and all that kind of good stuff. That's another neat piece of old Firestone tire display to sit out front of a service station or a tire dealership, and they put a tire in it. Old railroad lantern. Sausage press. A corn sheller. Whiskey jugs. And we got hoping to have a good crowd tonight. We've got a lot of good stuff, a lot of older stuff, and some higher end stuff. Just hope the crowd's here to appreciate it.
Uncle Sam here, $100, $25, $20, $10, $10, $10, $10, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, $20, American Fire side here, $100, $50, $50, $25, $20, $10 over fire side, 10 to 10, 10 to 10, 10, 20, 20, 25, high, down, $30, $30, $25 over here, 86. Now, Mark the Z-Line, if I move the slide side here, $100, $50, $25, 35, 25, 35, 25, 35, 35, 45, 35, 45, 45, 45, 45, down to 35, 40, 45, 45, 57, 50, $50, $50, $50, 45, 50, 50, 45, 50, 45, $50, $50, $50, $50, Hey, this is original 1962 date, Mexico fire chief gas, fire chief here, $100, $300, 400, 500, 500, 500, 4 and a half, 500, 500, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 5 and a half, 600, 600, 600, 600, 600, 550, 600, 550, 600, 600, it's working, you don't find another there, 550, 600, 550, 600, 600, 600, 550, 600, 550, 600, 600, 575, 575, 550, 575, 575, 600, 600 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, quarter, 6 and a quarter, 600 and a quarter, 625, 625. I got 600, quarter, 6 and a quarter, 6 and a quarter, 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 $600. Get my I thought it was up here. I had it right here. Okay. You got old school John Deere, 37. John Deere bike here, boys, $300, $200, $100, $100, $100, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50 I ain't never seen one anyway. There you go. 200, 200, 200, 200 bucks. Let's go. $100, $100. Give me your guy. 75, 50, 75, and 100, and 100, and 100, and 100, and a quarter. 25, 25, 25, 25, half, 1 and a half. seal. Got one nice one there. It goes off. There you go. 500, 500, 500, 400, 400, 400, 400, 300, 200, 400, 200, 200, got half, 1 and a 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 half, $100 I got half, 200, 200, 200, 150, 200, 150, 200, 200, 200, 150, 200, 175, 150, 75, 200, 200, 200, 200, 8154. The same lot you got the 1929 tire thing. 1929 tire thing, huh? Where's being back? 1924. Where's being back? He didn't sell cars over the middle. He went out. $300, $200, $200. $100, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50, $50,
So you got the ironing board with the iron.
Boys, you buy the iron board, iron and all here, $40, $30, $30, $20, $10. Hey, 12, 15, 15, 15, 17 and a half, 17, 20, $20, $20, $20, $20
$81.80. Nice little French chair and footstool.
You want a nice little French outfit right here, boys. Look at the footstool and the chair, pretty cool. $200, $100, $100, $100, $50 is all this go. $50, $50, $50, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 80, 80. $80, $80, $80, $80, $80, $80, $80, $70, $80, $70, $80, $70, $80, $70, $80, $70, $80, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, $90, Hey, you're on a nice little music cabinet here, boys. Nice, all original finish. Just come out of our house in Heber, yeah. You buy the music cabinet here, nice.
And your money's going to the church.
That's right. Everything that's going to sell on this lot is donated to the church. So y'all be good if you can. 400, 300. Good one. He's watching you. 300, 200, $200. Nice music cabinet. $100, $100, 50 guys, 75, $50, 75, $100, $100, $100, $100, $100, $100, $100, $75, 85, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95 Even put you on TV. 105.
King size rice bed. This is a nice old. They go King of California king. Nice.
All right, you buy that nice all carved up rice bed. There it is. King size first bed.
Ain't nobody going to the church.
$1,000.
We go time tonight.
$1,000, 750, 500, 400, $300, 75, 200, and a quarter, 2 and a half, 275, 300, 3 and a quarter, 3 and a half, 375, 375, 400, 400, 400, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a quarter, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 475, 475, 475, 500, 500, 500, 500, 500 and a quarter, 5 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 and a half, 5 and a half, 575, 575, 575, 575, 700, Keys, Victoria Corvette, original finish, $1,500, $1,000, $1,000, $7.5, $500, $500, $300, can't believe it, $300, $200, Robert, $200, $200, $200,
A lot of the stuff went cheap on toward the end. Some of the nicer, older pieces sold for a fraction of what they'd brought a few years ago. The economy's got a lot to do with the place things are selling tonight. And a lot of them, like I said, still should have brought more money than they did.
Any surprises for the night? Any big deals for the night?
Yeah, quite a few pieces on the end since somebody got some real deals on. But that's the way it goes. They run out of money.
Anything sell for a lot more than you expected?
No.
I was about to say, that is your theory. Nothing ever sells for more than you expect.
No, yeah. It should, a lot of it, like I said, a lot of it's so reasonable. But like I said, I can't pinpoint any one item that really surprised me is doing really well. Everything was pretty fair on the money. I mean, for even the stuff that sold early that people were saying were higher, they thought was high, still on the money for what it actually was.
What about that 9-foot piece that we were talking about? What was your opinion on that?
It's so cheap. I mean, like $350, $400 or whatever. I mean, it was, like I said, 7, 8 years ago, that piece would have brought $2,000 here. I mean, and somewhere else it would have probably brought more. But I mean, it was a steal. But the thing is, you got to, in order to whoever bought it, if they get to make money on it, they've got to find somebody that, number one, that's got a house topped with tall enough ceilings to put it in. And in Williamsburg County, that's going to be hard to do. And then they got to they've got to want it. And they got to have the money to pay for it. But I mean, that was probably the steal of the night. Definitely.